of great fishing in Arkansas, and there's a lot of great crappie fishing in Arkansas. But when it comes to crappie fishing, one of the bodies of water you hear consistently about producing big numbers of crappie and big size crappie is Lake Greeson down in the southwestern part of the state. We went out on an early fall fishing trip with Dustin Holmes from Action Fishing Trips, fishing out of the Swaha Marina and Lodge on the lower end of the lake. Went out and fished a bunch of brush tops. Dustin puts a lot of work in placing this brush out throughout the year. It didn't take us long to get on a good crappie bite.
When we drop these down, this is going to go fast, so be ready.
Releasing the boat.
Right there, front.
Good lie. Did not take long.
We were fishing live minnows under slip corks, and using slip corks allows you to vary your depths, whether you might start earlier in the morning and go to deeper brush piles later in the day. You can quickly adjust those, or if the fish seem to be holding on the sides of the brush or on the top, you can adjust your depth quickly that way.
There is a high point in this brush right here, about 10 foot.
Another key is electronics. You really need to be good at knowing how to find that brush and finding out if there are actually fish on there. Dustin is very keyed into what he wants to see, and it didn't take him long to find the scenario we were looking for on Greeson.
What I've got here is a point running out and a creek channel here. This time of the year, fish back out a little deeper. It's coming off of summertime going into the fall. So what I've done is sunk a brush pile here, out here probably 20 to 22 foot deep, top of the brush being anywhere from 14, 13, 14, somewhere in there. And like I said, we just went over it and it's loaded up.
I'll be the first to admit that I'm not an expert crappie fisherman. I enjoy it, but I don't think I really have the patience for it. But going out with a guy like Dustin, you didn't really need a lot of patience because we got on the fish early and we stayed on them throughout the day. And it's one thing to go out and catch numbers of fish, but not only did we catch numbers, we were catching some hammers. You hear people say slabs? These were slabs.
Formed by Narrows Dam on the Little Missouri River, Lake Greeson covers about 7,000 acres near Murfreesboro in southwest Arkansas. Dustin Holmes grew up fishing these waters, but his passion for angling goes even deeper. You might even say fishing runs in his blood. Dustin's mother is Tammy Richardson, a former professional bass angler who claimed multiple victories on the Women's Bassmaster Tour and who won ESPN's 2006 ESPY Award for Best Angler. After stepping down from her professional angling career, Tammy started guiding anglers full-time on Greeson. And a few years ago, she made Dustin an offer he couldn't refuse.
I've been guiding full-time for about 4 years now, 3.5, 4 years. Before I did this, I worked offshore for Pacific Drilling. The oil field kind of come down, and like I said, my mom, she had the guide service. You know, she fished professionally all her life, and then she come back here and decided to, you know, start a guide service where she could come home and be close to home. So anyway, she was like, well, you know, I'm about done. If you want to, you know, buy the boat, you know how to do it, you know, you'll be fine. If you want to do that, you can buy the boat and do that. So that's what I did. He got one right there.
Oh, maybe in the brush. No, it's fish. Oh, okay.
Right. Dustin put us on the fish from beginning to end, and in just less than 3 hours of fishing, we put 49 big crappie in the live well, including 2.5 dozen that measured between 14 and 17 inches. But all good things must come to an end.
I mean, you got to stop sometime, I guess.
And the sad time came to head back to the marina and a world beyond it where catching slab crappie doesn't happen every day.
You saw that those fish went into the live well, and we had a little hero shot there at the end of the day. We actually filled 2 5-gallon buckets full of those crappie, and I think we ended up with about 18, 20 pounds of crappie fillets. I know because as I put them in gallon freezer bags, I weighed each one, and we literally ended up with about 20 pounds of fillets, and I can't wait to eat those.
That's about 10 gallons of crappie right there. If catching all those fish wasn't enough to convince you that action fishing trips on Lake Greeson is the way to go, consider that I'm sitting over here in the catbird seat while these guys are cleaning the fish. I offered to help, but Dustin said I would just slow him down, so to stay out of the way. So that's what I'm going to do.
A fantastic trip. I want to say thank you to Dustin Holmes and William Tate with Action Fishing Trips. Showed us a great time, put us on some big fish and a whole bunch of them. And I can't wait to go back and do that again real soon.